Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show.
Today is Tuesday, March 15, 2022, and welcome to the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show. We have a jam-packed show today. We don't have Dr. Carl Mack this week. He is out, and so our wingman is previously occupied, but we'll hold it down while he's gone. We'll be joined by Georgia Fort doing On the Clock, of course, and DJ exclusive Rebecca Zor for Like It or Not. We're also going to be joined this morning by State Senator George Floyd Griffith. We're going to be discussing his campaign, as well as all of the things that are happening in the country. There's quite a bit that's happening around the country that we need to be focused on. Like a laser, we have put quite a bit of emphasis on Ukraine over the last few weeks, as we should have, because there is a major international shift that's happening, and we're not going to take our eye off of that. But I think it's incumbent upon us to speak about what's happening in real time as it pertains to Washington, D.C. and the coup. The coup that has not stopped since January 6th. We're going to discuss that with State Senator Floyd Griffith, along with so many other things. I do want to begin this morning with Ukraine because Vladimir Putin has continued his push. And this is a very interesting is doing a lot of work there. But this is a very dangerous time in world history because Vladimir Putin considers himself to be a strong man. He considers himself to be a quote unquote great man, using that from the international relations definition, not any moral judgment saying that he's a good person. No, he considers himself to be a significant person in world history, such that he believes he has the right to change the world order. What does that mean? That means Vladimir Putin thinks that he could change the entire game. He believes that he has been called to change the global order in favor of what he believes in. Not so much what the people believe in. There's a lot of mistaken people who think that this is somehow a resurgence of the vanguard, the socialist vanguard or something. In fact, Vladimir Putin has asked for help from the People's Republic of China, a military support. So far, we don't have any confirmation that this is 100% factual. In fact, China and Russia both have denied the claim, but it makes sense because China here until this point has stood by and allowed Russia to make this aggressive move into Ukraine. And so we have to really be sober about what we're dealing with right now. We are dealing with a move on the international stage to change the world order. And the question is exactly what would that look like? Let's be clear. Vladimir Putin is making a play to expand the Russian empire. These are his words, right? He used the word empire. This is what he wants to do. So what does that look like? Well, in Russia right now, he's having to crack down on everything. Vladimir Putin is having to crack down. This coupled with the fact that companies like Instagram, McDonald's, and so many companies are now pulling out of Russia or suspending their operations. Instagram alone is suspending operations, causing nearly 80 million Russian citizens from being able to access their Instagram accounts. This is on top of all of the economic sanctions that are coming from the West. Russia is under siege right now, and it is only because of Vladimir Putin. I want to make sure people understand this. While the Russian people are suffering, they are suffering simply because of the ambitions of one man, one very small man who thinks himself to be great, and that is Vladimir Putin. So the people of Russia are now suffering, but they're not suffering like the people of Ukraine are suffering right now. I mean, we're talking about the difference between first world problems, I can't access Instagram, and the realities of war. Vladimir Putin is still making his push to claim Ukraine as though he has some moral and internationally legally binding justification and claim to Ukraine. He does not. And it's a shame that we have to have this conversation in this country, but there's an entire faction of people here in the United States of America who are aligning with the aggressiveness, the barbarity of Vladimir Putin. And those people align very closely with the Republican Party. Let's be real. If there was a Venn diagram of the people who participated on January 6th and the amount of people who are supporting Vladimir Putin, I want to make a pause here and say something parenthetically. There was a time in this country, I'm old enough to remember a time when on issues of foreign policy, both parties would defer to whoever the sitting president was to enact our collective foreign policy. There was also a time when Congress would vote on an authorization to use military force. We haven't had that in quite some time, but I'm old enough to remember a time when both parties would align behind the president of the United States on matters of foreign policy. And the easiest of all tests was that of Russia. I mean, come on, do we not remember the McCarthy hearings? Right? America has had a standing position against against Russia that is clearly now up for grabs because the Republican Party has decided to oppose the president of the United States in his decision to sanction Russia and to take a firm stance against Vladimir Putin. But that's not good enough for the Republican Party. In fact, the Republican Party is now aligning with Vladimir Putin. Talk about traitors, talk about treason. Now, we have seen that abuse. We have seen a president use that in an abusive fashion, right? We don't expect any party to blindly support a president. That's not what we're calling for. That's how we got into Iraq, which I opposed at the time. So we're not talking about blind patriotism or loyalty. We're talking about good faith actors, and we don't have any on the Republican side of the aisle, because they are now not only aligned with Vladimir Putin, but they are continuing their siege on the American government in the form of this slow coup that they have been enacting since January 6th. That said, we're going to go now to our guest this morning, State Senator Floyd Griffin from the great state of Georgia. He is a candidate for the Secretary of State position. And he is well acquainted with the issues that we're discussing in Ukraine, along with familiarity with some of the troops that are now being deployed to neighboring countries. Good morning, Senator Griffin. How are you?
Good morning, my friend Ben. It's good seeing you again, sir. Thank you for having me this morning.
The pleasure is certainly ours. It's definitely good to see you. Would you help tell us, help us to understand your connection to the troops that are now being deployed to neighboring countries in support of what's happening there in Ukraine?
Well, I served in the Army for 23 years, serving when I retired as a colonel. I commanded construction engineer battalion at Fort Stewart, Georgia, during that time, although that was many years ago. And that was under the 25th, the 24th Infantry Division. Now that was a reorganization, and it's the 3rd Infantry Division at this time. So those soldiers of one of the brigades shipped out to Europe here recently. And I also had connections with a National Guard engineer battalion that was a partner to me to work with to make sure that they were ready for combat. And that brigade has deployed also to Europe.
Mm. If you would tell us a little bit about your campaign, because to me, their ties to Russia, their ties to the importance of the January 6th Commission. You're running for Secretary of State. Tell us about your campaign and your experience and why it is that people should give you a look.
Well, let me first, tell people a little bit about me. I am a Tuskegee University alum. And the reason I mention that, because it ties into the election portion of the responsibilities of the Secretary of State. And I spent 23 years in the Army, flying helicopters in Vietnam, command and engineer construction units in Vietnam and throughout the country, and in major leadership roles and executive positions, which is the Secretary of State is all about being a corporate level responsibility. So with my background and the areas that the Secretary of State is responsible for, elections, securities, licensing, cooperation, small businesses. See, my family owned several businesses over the years, and I spent 28 years with the last business, which was a funeral service business, where I'm a licensed funeral director and a licensed embalmer. I was also the first African-American state senator for the 25th district. Also the first African-American mayor of the old capital city of Millersville, Georgia. So I'm not a senator presently in a Senate position. I am a former state senator.
Former state senator, and listening to the list of things that you just enumerated, the experience speaks for itself. I want to shift a little bit now to the importance of that particular seat because of January 6th. I try to impress upon my audience and to the broader Black community that I firmly believe that January 6th was just a test run. They're not done trying to seize. They're not done trying to seize power. And I want to say that first to make sure that that's words coming out of my mouth and not yours. But I would love to hear you talk about the importance of the position of Secretary of State when we talk about 2022 as well as 2024 as Donald Trump tries to get back in power.
Well, here in Georgia, the legislature passed and the governor signed Senate Bill 202, and it became law. And that bill disenfranchised and suppressed the votes of African Americans. See, I think that bill was all about African Americans, because if African Americans had not gone to the polls to vote in the numbers that we did, then we would not have a President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris and the two senators from Georgia, which made sure that we had a majority in the U.S. Senate. Now,
that's right.
And how this ties in with me getting involved, my Congressman Jody Heist was one of the insurrectionists. Okay, and he's Donald Trump's a wingman, if you want to call him that, to run for Georgia Secretary of State as a Republican. That's one of the reasons.
Let me, if you don't mind me, let me jump in there, because that is a key character. Jody Heist, tell us more about that person, because they're running for the same position from the Republican side, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
This is the person
Absolutely.
that Donald Trump wants to put into power in the state of Georgia. Talk more about that.
Right. Well, see, Jody Heist served in the military. Jody Heist took the same oath of office that I took. Okay, I took the oath of office 9 times as a military officer. Each time I was promoted to the next grade, and 3 times as a elected official. Twice when I was the senator, and once when I was the mayor of Millersville. Now, why do we want to have a Secretary of State who has gone along with the big lie? And we got to get back in. You got to have a person like Floyd Griffin. See, because I can go toe to toe with Jody Heiss or any other individual who may be the Republican nominee for the general election. So it hurt me very badly when the insurrection happened, and then when Jody Heiss jumped in the race. See, just on the election side, I go all the way back to Tuskegee in the 60s during the Civil Rights Movement and the election side of the House. The first student killed in the Civil Rights Movement was a Tuskegee student and a classmate and a friend of mine. And the first Black sheriff elected in the Deep South, and maybe in the United States, but I know in the Deep South, was also a Tuskegee student, came out of the Marines, came back to Tuskegee, which is Macomb County, and ran for sheriff. I worked on his election also. So I have been out in the field for over 50 years, over 50 years dealing with issues of not allowing Black people and making it tough for us just to be able to enjoy this freedom that we have in the democracy here in this country. And our democracy is attacked now, not only here in this state, but throughout the country.
That's right. That's right. And that's the part for me is, sometimes people think that, nah, that's not really happening, right? We have these conversations about all of these groups, the 3 percenters, the Oath Keepers, all of these right-wing, reactionary, paramilitary groups, rather, that are organizing to do this again. But it doesn't seem like a lot of people understand the urgency. Let's just talk about their goals. The people who went on January 6th, as well as the people who are going to be trying to influence the Secretary of State position. They really do mean to steal democracy from us. Would you agree with that?
Well, I totally agree with you. There are some things, there are some legislation in the Georgia General Assembly as we speak that continuously making it difficult if those legislation pass and become law for Black and other minorities to be able to vote. It's going to be just roadblocks put in place to suppress and disenfranchise African Americans.
So they're coming for democracy itself. And so then if Donald Trump is able to put his henchmen into this position, Jody Heiss, if Donald Trump is able to put that person into this position of Secretary of State, then what he was unable to accomplish last time around, he will be able to accomplish this time around because he would have his due man, his due boy in that position of Secretary of State of the great state of Georgia. Am I hearing that correct?
What you're hearing that is absolutely correct. We might as well get ready to go back into the 60s when I started school at Tuskegee and back during the Civil Rights Movement. And not only that, it's more than the election side of the house. It's the corporate side of the house, or the small business, the trades, and all of that. And we need to pay a lot of attention to that, especially for small businesses or minority businesses. And one of the things that I'm going to do is set up a satellite office for me at a location that the Secretary of State has down in Macon, Georgia, where I will spend several days a month there to monitor that part of the responsibilities of but anyway, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. We've got it. Former State Senator Floyd Griffith, candidate for Georgia Secretary of State. Listen, tell everyone how they can get more information on your campaign and support you.
Thank you very much, sir. You may go to my website, FloydForGeorgia.com. Floyd for F-O-R Georgia, spell.com. And the way you all can help me is go on that website and there's a donation button. And please make a donation to our campaign. We need every dollar we can get. And you can go on and view that website and find out more about me and my platform.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time this morning, sir.
Thank you very much. And I look forward to coming back again.
Absolutely. Love to have you back again soon. Before we go to this first break, I want to tie in one more story. I have been speaking with a coalition of pastors in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. And, you know, I used to teach in Jacksonville many years ago. And I was, while I was away, you know, I lost 2 students to gun violence. One was killed on Christmas Day, or rather Christmas Eve, and they found his body on Christmas Day, a former student of mine. And, you know, the violence didn't get any better while I was gone. It actually has gotten insanely worse. Each weekend for the past 2 weekends, 3 or more Black youth have been killed in the city of Jacksonville. And while you can find information on this on the news, you're not hearing about it from the mayor. You're not hearing about it from the, you know, from the Congress people. You're hearing about it from the streets. You know, and that coalition of pastors. I've worked with pastors all my life, and I've never seen a group that's more ready to set this city ablaze, not literally. But figuratively on behalf of getting this to stop, because this is like, you know, Southside Chicago numbers at this point. We're going to be leaning into it because, you know, that's partly home for me. So we're going to be leaning into it. We'll be discussing it in the next block on the clock because, you know, gun violence in our communities, this type of oppression comes in every single form. And I'll be damned if we sit by and just watch another weekend go by and we don't say something about it right in the city of Jacksonville and wherever this is happening, because there's a trend happening. There's no accountability for the lives of Black people in any form or fashion. We barely get it from when police officers kill us, but the numbers of Black people who are being killed in the streets, not just Black on Black crime. We understand that paradigm. We understand we're not buying into that trope. But we're most certainly understanding that when you have a backlog of dead bodies and no justice for any of them, then what are we paying you our tax dollars for? Why are we giving police agencies billions of dollars and they're barely solving nary crime? I mean, let's be real. We'll talk about that a little bit more. I don't want to get on that pulpit, that bully pulpit. But let's be real. With the billions of dollars that are going into policing agencies, if you're not there to stop crime before it happens, surely you're there to solve it after it happens. But there's a backlog of dead bodies with no accountability. So we're going to have to talk about it, Jacksonville. I got friends down there, lots of friends, and we're going to do what we can to make noise, not only in the streets, not only organizing locally, but also with the powers that be, because you don't derive that much wealth from Black people and then say nothing and let the bodies pile up and we can't even solve one. God bless America, right? All right, let's do this. Let's go to a break, because if I go any further than here, it won't be your friendly morning show. And we want to keep it light. Light as a feather, light as you can in a pandemic. We'll be back with more of the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show after we take a quick break. We'll see you after this.
Come be my king and I'll be your queen. I'm running so hot, I need to cool me down. I'm flying so high, I don't see the ground. Yeah.
Got my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup it, but don't wait
people, y'all know who
Keep
it
it
is. Y'all
tight,
know
don't let
what's up
nobody
with the
get
sound.
close
Your
to
boy
me.
James
My
Logan
heart is
Williams
right,
is
don't
in the
question my
building.
integrity. No, I thought we would be just fine. And
Good morning,
I
everybody.
thought yours was like mine, but let me find out. You've been going around throwing shots, running plots. Come on, man. Tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope y'all are doing well.
Make what you've been
Good morning.
saying about me.
Shout out Mama and Daddy in the chat room. Good morning, Mama and Daddy. Mike,
Tell them I need my money right now. Promise that you stay stole out my crown.
Boom, boom. There we go. Had to turn my mic up some. Amber Layla, good morning. Roller Dragon, what's going on? Becky P, good morning. Anna Binsky, good morning. From the north. Brother Lateef, what's going on?
My loyalty, I let you in.
Esther Brochin, good morning to you.
But now it's clear you ain't ever been true to me. My intuition ain't never lied, I had to leave.
Dr. Steele, good morning. Shoot the Dragon, good morning to you.
To get your revenge, but you won't break me, God, that's my witness.
Iris Jones, good morning.
I'm on a mission, trying to block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me.
What's going on, Jan? Good morning. Productions, happy Tuesday to you.
I need my money right now.
Brother Bryce, what's going on to you?
Promise that you stay stole out my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value.
Brother Tyler, good morning. Jason Marks, Lena L.
I could really use a change of scenery. Yeah, everybody smoking all the greenery.
Peace, good morning to you.
Hand it down to me, but I'm still fly. I'm still fly. I know. I'm still fly. I'm still fly. Let's go. It could all be worse. I could be a hater like you. It could all be
KFC, what's going on, brother? We missed you, man.
From the inside out. So right now.
Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. We got more coming up next. On the clock with Georgia Fort is coming up next. Shout out Brother Benjamin as well, too. Shout out Dwayne. Good morning, everybody.
And now it's my time to run it out.
Man, good morning.
It's my time to ride it out.
Thundercat Joe, good morning, mama.
Can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time, it's my time to ride it out. It's your time, oh.
Welcome back. It is Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. Welcome back to the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show. We are on the clock. Georgia Fort is not with us this morning, but DJ Exclusive, I wanted to bring you in on the conversation, brother, because of, just the reality of some of these conversations. I want to start first with Breonna Taylor, who we are now commemorating another year without justice. For Breonna Taylor, who, if you don't remember, was killed with another open or rather no-knock warrant in Kentucky. Let's play this clip. And this is a montage put together by Georgia Fort's team. So we want to take a look at it now.
Breonna Taylor was killed 2 years ago today. I remember traveling to Louisville to her home to do a story about her. There they had this small memorial to honor her. But if you went down to the police precinct, there was a much larger memorial, almost an occupation of space. They called it Bree Way. It's very similar to George Floyd Square.
Wow.
That was Georgia Fort putting that together. 2 years. Not only is there no justice, James, there's, almost a closed case here. We've seen the wheels of justice do what it does in so many instances. It justifies it. And I think the saying goes now that there was more justice for the wall that was shot in this instance than it was for Breonna Taylor. And so, we've been calling for the police officers to be arrested. And at the end of the day, that's what happened. The officers were not found guilty of anything related to Breonna Taylor. But there was some justice for the wall that got shot up. But I digress. What are you thinking about this, man, 2 years later?
2 years later, and still no justice for Breonna Taylor. It still hits home to this day. Unfortunately, it's like one of those things you feel like you hope something to be done, you want something to be done, but at this point, it seems like nothing's going to be done at all.
Right.
And it sucks to say that. It really does. Like you said, the wall got more justice than Breonna Taylor did.
And it just seems like this is it's kind of the paradigm, right? This is what's happening. So this weekend, I had a chance to talk with the pastors in the city of Jacksonville, Black pastors there, and they're talking about the fact that not only are these kids in Jacksonville getting killed, but there's no justice being found for any of them. It would be a time if you kill somebody, you might get a charge, might do some time. But it's almost as if, it's open season, not only from police officers, man, but I mean, you say this all the time. Like whenever we talk about police officers, low key in the background, you say it, Georgia says it, we got to look at the number of killings that are happening in our community caused by us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure. Ben, that's a huge conversation, a huge topic that does need to be had, bro, because even here in Atlanta, over the weekend, maybe a few days ago, they showed the number of killings and murders have gone up by 40% here in Atlanta. Then the number of gangs, over 75,000 gang members in the state of Georgia. 75,000. And that's just here. And they said it's going up nationwide. And it makes it hard to crack down on these gangs now because they are using social media to recruit young kids. And when this happens, then it makes it hard for them to crack down on all of these. They posted a picture of a damn gang rally that they had where they were recruiting in an apartment complex here in Atlanta, Brad. If you would have seen the number of people that were there, you had 2 adults, but the rest of them, kids between 10 to 17 years old.
My God.
So
I gotta, if you don't mind getting me that image, man, because it's an interesting balance doing this kind of work, because one thing that the less melanated crew likes to do, especially from the right wing persuasion, our white brothers and sisters over there on the right, they like to say, oh, well, what about black on black crime? And that's always used as a way of telling us not to say anything about what the police are doing to us, right? But at the same time, we got to secure the tribe. We got to take care of our own, because it's starting to look like the police are just okay with not solving some of this. Yeah. And it's their way of protesting, saying, oh, well, you don't like the way we hit you across the head in the streets, then we're not going to solve any of the murders that are happening in the streets. And, I got a problem with that, because that lets me know you're holding us hostage. Police are holding us hostage because, look, I have an expectation that you're not going to hit us across the head and that you're going to solve these murders. I don't want anybody to get away with murder, whether it's a black person, a police officer, a random white person who's trying to stand their ground, allegedly. I don't want none of them getting away with murder, but they seem to think we like to pick and choose. No, stop killing all of us.
So it's almost it's a taboo conversation in a lot of circles, because like Bubba said, we out here killing ourselves, you know what I mean? And it's not justifying the way that we've been treated at the hands of the police and the people in power forever.
Right.
But we teach people how to treat us, you know what I mean? So if we don't respect ourselves enough to not be out here killing, why do we expect them give to
because I have great expectations, man. I'm just a great expectations guy.
I get that, and you know, it goes back to the systemic racism and just how it's been forever. But at some point, we have to. I'm trying to choose my words carefully so I don't get cussed out in the chat. We have to, I guess, stop using that as a crutch. Stop using that as an excuse. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, listen, I want to make sure everyone understands, like, while we are in the branding of On the Clock, nothing that's said here should be attributed to anyone, especially not Georgia Fort, especially not Queen Georgia. Listen, we are just filling up the space for her because I know she's out there doing the work. Well, we have a clip of what happened in Jacksonville, and it kind of gives us an overview. I mean, honestly, I really got to pause and ask how many cities in America are like South Side of Chicago, but nobody talks about any of them but the South Side of Chicago. Let's listen to this clip.
County investigators say around 9:18 Saturday night, a female passenger in a green Dodge Charger called 911 dispatch to report that she and the driver were under attack on I-95.
We're trying to get away from these people. Where's the Grand Expedition at now? I don't know, man. We trying to get away from them. We on the expressway.
During the attack, shots were fired into the car.
He been hit too. He been shot. Your husband? Okay, your husband been shot as well.
Investigators say the woman he was with was injured by shattered glass after bullets penetrated the car window. Deputies say the woman later told them the attack may be the result of the man cutting off a group of bikers that appeared to have been traveling with the driver of a gray Ford Expedition.
Actually, wow. I'm sorry. That's not even the worst. That's not even the right one. That's just the road rage that happened in Jacksonville recently. I'm talking about the triple murder that happened last weekend and the triple murder that happened this weekend. One was a retaliation to the other. We'll get the right audio and the right clips in a minute, but it's like the Wild Wild West. And if you want to add something on top of it, fellas, I wonder what you're thinking about all of these states that are now basically you can carry concealed permit without having to get a permit. You know, in some of these states, you no longer have to even get any documentation to carry a concealed weapon. And I believe Florida is on that list. So we're headed to the Wild Wild West. And I think black people got to understand we're the first to be shot up out here.
Yeah, that's real, man. And I'm not going to say it's funny, but it's ironic that same incident that you just showed, it's the same freaking thing that happened in Atlanta over this weekend, where somebody was shot and killed in their vehicle on the interstate from another crime that happened downtown Atlanta. So now here it is, it transferred over the interstate where this car's been shot up at least 20, 30 times. Riddled with bullet holes. It's like, is this a damn action movie? And somebody in the chat room saying, like, we need to stop using the black on black crime thing because it's white on white crime and Hispanic crime.
We literally talked about that.
We see this all the time within our community, though. It would be different if we see Hispanics and whites on TV doing all of this stuff, but most times it's us because it's gang violence. Because we don't want the other to succeed, or there's always something else going on. So it's just like, we know that narrative and that rhetoric of it's all crime against everybody. But man, look, I care about my people the most.
That's right.
And these are the ones I'm trying to get free and protect. Because at the end of the day, we still got to worry about us. Then we got to worry about the police and these crooked ass white supremacists out here too. So that's the difference right now, Nicole.
Come on, man. we target like we're triple threat. I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about we get targeted by everybody. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to say my students' names, but two of my students from Jacksonville were killed. One was killed right as I was leaving Jacksonville. The other one was killed while I was, came in Boston. And got word that a student had been killed on Christmas Eve and found on Christmas Day, right? Listen, nobody understands. I got a video back when I, was even bigger than I am now. And I had a little raggedy webcam and I was wearing a little gray hat. It's a horrible looking video, but I really nailed the conversation about black on black crime, right? We solved that problem years ago, right? We understand that crime is a product of where you live. If anything, the fact that black people kill black people at such a high rate tells you that we're not integrated We're not. Our economics are integrated. They know how to get the money from our community, but we ain't integrated enough for us to have a diversity of killing. Neither are white people. White on white crime is literally like the same rate, like in the same margin of error. White folks kill white folks. Hispanic folk kill Hispanic folk. But let me tell you something. That ain't going to stop me from addressing the fact that over this coming weekend, there are going to be some kids who get killed if we don't do something about it. Like what? Y'all expect us to just say, oh, well, since we don't want to talk about black on black crime, we're going to stand down and let them... Does that make sense to you, James? Like, we're going to sit back and just let the community burn itself from within, from whatever the cancer source is. I understand it's also an economic issue. People need money. People need jobs. People ain't going to that meeting in Atlanta that you're talking about, James, just cause. It's not like they wake up and say, oh, I want to gang, you know. No. They are doing it out of survival. So we understand all the nuances to whoever that was in the chat room. We get it. We got it. But do you get it? Do you get it? Anyway.
Because look,
what else we
sick
got?
Of kids getting killed out here in these streets from drive-by shootings. Like, what is this, the 90s? Like, come on, bro. Brand, you remember that? Dwayne, I know y'all remember that? Like, that was a thing.
Boys in the Hood?
Boys in the Hood, like, what the hell? Are we back? Are we back that quick?
No, we're doing worse, bro. They're gonna have to put out new movies because this is worse than Boys in the Hood. This is worse than Ricky. I'm so dumb.
You are.
Ricky, no!
Ricky! Thank it, Ben.
Wow. That was some dark humor right there. Maybe we should go to break. No, we got 10 more minutes.
What else? 10 more minutes, man, down.
Like I said, do not attribute anything that's happening right now. Matter of fact, can we change the logo? Because this can't be attributed to Sister Ford. She deserves better. But no, I could pull it back. Here's the thing. You see what Dwayne just did?
I did. I'm looking at him like, damn, that kind of all black background kind of hot. I'm like, oh, damn.
Just take a minute for the background to switch with it. I got
you. Maybe we should laugh. Maybe we should laugh, man.
Right, you have to laugh to stop from crying and going crazy with some of this stuff, man. I have to take some of the apps off my phone and some of the notifications because every notification that comes through is somebody getting killed, shot, or something worse. And it's just like, damn. And this just in Atlanta. Can you thinking about all over the damn country?
But that's on purpose too, though. So I was
Dwayne, absolutely, yes.
I was having a conversation with Latif in the chat, but that's what you're saying is on purpose too, because that is happening all over the place too. But it's just what is broadcasted to us. You know what I mean? What's in our face all the time to make it look like we just always out here shooting and killing and not broadcasting the good that's being done. So
right.
My bad.
Right, Dwayne.
I'm still here.
It's like Dwayne. They're pushing that rhetoric, like you said. They put that's the stuff that they show, and I will say Nicole said that as well too. It's like that's just the stuff that they're purposely showing. It's a lot of stuff that doesn't get shown. You read about certain stories and stuff that happens. You're just like, oh man, well, why wasn't there any news on this? But
that's the y'all. Please forgive me. I got excited and knocked my camera out. That's the thing, man. These crimes aren't being solved, right? If we come full circle back to what's happening, if you get away with murder, see, we did that whole thing on Kyle Rittenhouse. From all good faith estimates, that kid got away with murder, got found not guilty, and he's a free man now.
And now he's walking a bag off of it,
and he's going to live his life. All right. But you know how many boys in the hood are currently living scot-free, getting away with murder? Because how many dead bodies have not been accounted for? So those people aren't even, at least Kyle Rittenhouse went to trial. What about all of the bodies in the streets that have not had a trial because we don't snitch? And I'm pretty much firmly in the category of no snitching, but we're going to have to do something when we're talking about 3 kids a week in one city. And we ain't even talking about the south side of Chicago. We're talking about Jacksonville. So yeah, no, we're going to laugh. We're going to laugh for not crying because, we know these kids, these are real people, man. So anyway, James, you could bring us out of this. Let's go to a break. I think we have sullied Georgia Fort's brand enough. Let's get off of her branding.
Not the sully.
We have sullied her brand sufficiently for this hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be liking it or not. What's up, man?
Right, I was about to say, shout out to Chuck Diesel, man. We miss Chuck because in the chat room, they going crazy. I don't know who this annoying most called defended himself. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here with that
do I need to jump in the chat room?
Oh, yeah, Ben. Go ahead and moderate for a second.
No, let me go in the backyard. Let me go to the woodshed and moderate.
Chat gonna take care of that.
Yeah, exactly, Dwayne. You right.
Well, then I'm going to listen to the music. Let's go to break, man. We'll be back after this.
Y'all stay tuned. I'm going to put a song on real quick. Dwayne can leave me down. I need to go grab my coffee real quick. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Like it or not is coming up next.
No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No. I know it's hard to be polite, and it's easy being petty. My mama used to tell me, gotta use you when you ready. Man, it's crazy how my brother said it could have been my cell. It's either prison or a grave. That's what everybody tell me. Man, life ain't a beach, it's a female dog. I'm staying 10 toes down low, I still might fall. Oh yeah, now I done came through, knocking pictures off your wall. Cause loving people who persecute you, it's still a tough be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No. See, it's hard to be polite. It's easy being petty. Mama used to tell me, gotta use you when you're ready. Cause I ain't working on my own timing. Ain't got no diamonds on me, but I stay shining. Yeah. They say the world would be a better place if we take out the hate. Stop all the hate right now. Yeah. Let's keep it real. It'd be better if we just subtract the fake. Yeah. So be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me.
I'm hearing parts of the song I ain't never heard before. That's all right. All right, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Like it or not, it's coming up next.
No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No.
Y'all know what time it is.
Pit be fighting the magic
coffee, your tea,
Get off me! Get off me!
It's time for Like It or Not. 9 a.m. to 10:30. Yeah, Like It or Not is on your channel. Yeah,
Rachel Bannon, good morning. Industrial Arts, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, interviews and all the news. We get to choose what gets the views. Like It or Not with Queen Azor. It's starting now, so stay
Did you Stilettos Gamer, what's going on, sister? Good morning.
It's going down.
South Bay Mark, good morning. Shout out to my nephew, man, who me and him collaborating on some music stuff. I think my nephew gonna make a beat for me for this, so yeah, I can't wait. Shout out Infinite Content in the building. What's going on, Infinite?
You know she got a good story for you. Oh, Benjamin, that's my dog. This is his show. He's a politics bro. I am your DJ DJ exclusive. Y'all know who I am. I stay dropping them jams. Like it or not, it's going down.
Like the more and more I listen to it, I'm like, damn, this song long as hell. It's only like 2 minutes. I'm like, damn, this song long as hell.
Stick around. Oh, like it or not.
The remix
is starting now.
Ben, go to hell.
Like it or not.
Benjamin, this is for you.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ben, go to hell.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And Ben, go to hell and not care who doesn't like it.
James, I what did I do, man? It's such a beautiful morning.
Y'all could have been done told me that this song was too goddamn long.
You know, James, I do wish that one of us had the courage to have told you that a long time ago, bro. That song is so long. We just be bopping.
That's part of the fun of it, though, that it's long like that.
I don't know, man. No, I think it was a test of my leadership, and I failed.
It probably was. Look, it's like, hey, y'all should have said something. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me play it. I'm gonna keep on playing it. What y'all gonna do?
I failed up until this moment. Now, thank you, James, for affording me the opportunity to be a better leader. Dog, that song was too long.
Don't worry, the filibuster mix is gonna be about 5 minutes long.
Mitch McConnell mix. The Mitch McConnell mix.
Time for Rebecca to come in, get coffee, get tea, fix her hair, do everything else. And by the time she log on, the song's still going to be
Mitch McConnell mix, Triple M.
You need to make that mix about 27 and a half minutes.
Oh, man. 27 and a half minutes. If we can get donations of the amount of $27 all around the room, all around the building. Good morning and welcome again. It is Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. Rebecca Azor is not joining us this morning. Y'all have left us with just the fellas all day today. I don't know if that's the best thing for our brand. James, they shouldn't leave us unattended.
Maybe... You know what, Ben? Maybe it is because, you know, that's when we act the damn fool and we just have like some great conversations.
Well, one of the conversations we have to have, I actually have to put on my, I have to get back. We go back and forth, unapologetically go back and forth between very serious issues and very absurd laughter. We're going to be speaking with one of our longtime supporters, Rachel Atwood, who lived in Ukraine and was able to escape to safety. We'll be speaking with her. Excuse me. We'll be speaking with them momentarily as soon as we get connected. So we still have to discuss the very serious issues that are happening around the globe, man. It's a very interesting time, which is why, James, and I'll be honest with you, why I'm trying to do the show outside as much as possible, because it just reminds me, I really just want to get back to before a quiet time, man. We just really want to calm down and just have peace. But everywhere we turn, they keep provoking us. Like they killed George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and then Ahmaud Arbery, and then and then now Putin wants to. Vladimir, I got a family reunion this summer. I don't intend on engaging in World War III this summer. Okay.
You called this man his other first name. That was hilarious. I'm sorry.
F that dude, man. He ain't nobody. Think he's some kind of bear wrestling. You ain't mystical. You ain't gonna wrestle the bear. Nah, man. Better help Vlad. He ain't even Vladimir. He Vlad. Look, Vlad. Cornball. But he has enough power to take us into World War III. And I intend on going to my Harvey family reunion. That's where I'm going this summer, man. So I'm outside because otherwise, y'all know me. Y'all been with me long enough. Y'all know I get a little bit of, this stuff gets to me. I've been doing it too long. I get too serious. So, I digress. We'll laugh. Let's see. Is our guest here? Is his guest ready? Not yet.
Not yet.
All right, let's go through these headlines, man.
Hey,
no, go ahead. What you got?
I was going to say to honor Dr. Mack today, since we didn't get to it this morning.
Yes.
In the first segment.
Yes.
We have some Black history. Here we go.
Yeah, so there it is.
On March 15th, 1999, Maurice Ashley was named International Grandmaster by the World Chess Federation, the highest rank in the world of chess. Grandmaster Ashley is the first black person to earn such a distinction. Ashley also started and coached Harlem's Raging Rooks and Dark Knights, which have won national chess championships under his guidance. In 2016, Ashley became the first black man inducted into the United States Chess Hall of Fame. Adapted from Black Heritage Day calendar by author, lecturer and civil rights activist Dr. Karl Mack.
All right.
My dog looked like Magneto when he was holding his head like that. I'm like, bro, about to move some stuff with his mind, bro. I'm like, I love it.
So
it looks like he could. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So it's important. It kind of goes back to what we were talking about how all they really show on the news and on TV. Is the negatives of kind of black people. So it's kind of important what we do here in the mornings, because we have, the Black History segment showing about what's happened in the past. But I think that we should take it a step further and kind of combat what they doing by having, like we used to do it a whole lot with the Black Joy, but having more of that. You know what I mean? Because there's enough negative stories about us out there. So we need to highlight some of the positives.
Yeah. So new rule.
Into that.
Equivalent exchange. Shout out to anybody who knows that reference. For every negative story that we have to cover, because it's our job, we're going to make sure that we have an equivalent amount of joy, black joy, specifically black joy, because the world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. See, this is what happened I shouldn't have went to that preacher meeting the other day, man. I went to that preacher meeting and it kind of rubbed off on me. I was like, hey.
It rubbed off on you? Yeah, damn.
I felt it in my shana now. Let me go through some headlines, man. Let me go through some headlines so people realize that this is a serious show. And it's even more serious when Rebecca Azor is here. She's not here. Salute to the queen in her absence. I want to go to the fact that Putin has put a ban on Instagram. It has gone into effect, blocking 80 million users. According to The Verge, reports that Russia has kicked off its promised ban on Instagram, effectively blocking access for a majority of the country's population. Now, last week, Russia announced plans to ban Instagram in response to parent company Meta's decision to allow hate speech calling for violence against Russian soldiers. Oops. Since the invasion of Ukraine began on February 24th, Russia has restricted access to various online platforms as part of efforts to stem the flow of information. James, there's a lot of angry Russian models right now who can't access their cash flow. Vladimir Putin might be taken down by some thotties from Russia.
But
coming around on the Maserati. Listen, man, drinking some Russian vodka. Natasha and Natalia about to kick out Vladimir Putin. He messing with their money, man.
The Black Widow program is really upset right now. The Black Widow program is really upset right now.
What if that's what put an end to the war? Like that would brought Vladimir Putin, like an army of Russian models.
Because
I wouldn't doubt it.
If the oligarchs are spending money on anything, they're spending it on those models. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yep.
And I don't know if y'all saw it, but I on one of them shows I was watching this morning before I got on here, some news reporter on the Russian news channel, because they've blocked everything.
Yes,
news reporter got up there with a sign and was like, "Don't believe nothing that they saying on this TV screen. All this shit is fake. Y'all just turn away. Y'all don't listen to it. It's all propaganda." And they cut that shit real quick.
Quickness.
It's
with
like,
the quickness.
Bro, it's so crazy. It's like they're censoring everything in Russia. That's how you know that this man is goddamn going crazy.
Yeah. That's why I call him Vlad. He doesn't deserve to be called President Putin, or whatever distinction he likes to put on himself. He's a small man with a big army. And the big army is getting their ass whipped right now, by the way. Listen, and I don't rejoice at all when anybody getting killed. If anybody should be killed in this, it should be the people who started it. I'm not going to connect those sentences because YouTube would take us down. But Vladimir Putin, being the person who started it, should be on the front line, not those young Russian men, working class boys and women who don't want to be there in the first place. Those are the people who are dying right now while Vladimir Putin sits back and cuts off your internet. So, yeah, it would be fitting, Dwayne, if Natasha and Natalia come around the bend around the Kremlin in their Maserati with some Russian vodka and just take Vladimir Putin out.
Putin gonna be sitting in the Kremlin on his Scooby-Doo like, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling models.
Damn models.
Those damn models.
The hormones, they just drive me crazy. I cannot deny Natalia. Natalia. You know, sunshine. That's who we'd send. We'd send sunshine. Throw it up in the air and it turns into sunshine. Oh, God. That's who we sending.
Always gets them every time. You know what?
You know, it's some pretty good stuff to make you change your religion.
It ain't did nothing for me yet, so I don't know what's going on. I guess it didn't work for me.
Let me go to the next headline before we get canceled. Next headline, Russian citizens.
Oh, okay. Why you call you Sunshine? Oh, cool. Oh, really? Oh.
Dwayne, you got to get the sound effect.
That look like the darkness to me. I don't know if I can do anything with
darkness,
that.
Everybody. Listen, if you get all of our references, we're not going to invite you to the cookout, but you might get a temporary black certification because we got some black ass references here. They run deep, blacker than black. Black. In other news, Russian citizens, in response to Vladimir Putin, are circumventing Putin's internet crackdown. During the week of February 28, Russian internet users downloaded the 5 leading VPN apps on Google and app stores to a total of 2.7 million downloads. Wow. Since March 1st, a range of messaging apps, including Meta's Messenger and WhatsApp services, have seen a gradual increase in traffic, and said the internet infrastructure company Cloudflare. However, the fastest growing messaging app in Russia may be the encrypted messaging app Signal. Yay, Signal. Shout out Signal. Signal was downloaded 132,000 times in the country in Russia last week, an increase of more than 28% from the week before. The Kremlin, that's in bold. I don't know why they put that in bold. The Kremlin has detailed thousands of people for protesting, or detained rather, thousands of people for protesting the war in Ukraine. And finally, according to CNN, it contrasts with the steps Russia has taken to clamp down on social media, of course, passing the law that threatens up to 15 years behind bars for those who share what the Kremlin deems fake information about the war. Wow. So you got a struggle going on with information. Vlad is trying to crack down on keeping everyone from accessing Instagram. But the people are getting VPNs, which I suggest everyone gets a VPN. I wish I had a VPN sponsor right there. That's a good place for a VPN sponsor. I'm speaking it into existence. Everyone should have a VPN. Download future sponsor and install it today, because that helps you circumvent any government shenanigans. If they try to block the internet in your region, you use a VPN and you can circumvent it. And that's what the Russian people are doing. So, shout out to the Russian people getting around their little leader.
Yeah, most definitely.
I love it.
I was going to say something about a VPN, but I can't remember. It's not appropriate.
Plus, we need to leave this.
Man.
Oh man, we should do this more often. I like this format. This is great.
They're not right here by ourselves.
They're not.
You know what? Hey, The only thing that'll make it better, James, do you have a trap beat that you could just play softly in the background while I do these next couple of headlines? And just let me know when the guest is here, Dwayne. You're gonna have to audibly because I'm not looking at Slack. All right, we're gonna do it with a little soft, a little, something. We're gonna get to the next headlines. I do want to play, before you do the trap beat, I want to play again this clip from Georgia Fort. It is a memorial. It's very brief, but we played it during On the Clock, 2-year anniversary commemorating the murder of our sister Breonna Taylor. Yep. Let's pause before we move forward and reflect with Sister Georgia Fort.
Breonna Taylor was killed 2 years ago today. I remember traveling to Louisville to her home to do a story about her. There they had this small memorial to honor her, but if you went down to the police precinct, there was a much larger memorial, almost an occupation of space. They called it Bree Way. It's very similar to George Floyd Square.
So 2 years later, Breonna Taylor, who was killed during a no-knock warrant at the wrong apartment. A lot of that happening around the country. A lot of there in Minneapolis, Georgia Fort has covered quite a few. I believe the most recent would be Amir Locke. Correct me if my memory is wrong, but he was killed while he was sleeping underneath a blanket, and they executed a no-knock warrant. And they killed that young brother similarly in the same fashion that they killed Breonna Taylor. 2 years after Breonna Taylor was killed, we're not going to get justice for Breonna Taylor, not from the system.
No.
It's just not going to happen, is it? Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about these gas prices, man. Minimum wage workers, come on, bro. Like, I'm not driving anywhere anytime soon. I love driving. I would jump in the car. I've driven from South Florida to Boston, not South Florida, North Florida to Boston like 6 times. But bro, I ain't driving nowhere right now.
Man, they tried to get me, and I was going to go back into the office last week, Monday, week before, I think. I was going to go back into the office because I went in the office for an office meeting with our client or whatnot. So I'm like, hey, it was good seeing everybody. So cool. I think I'll come back on Monday. So that fall, like over that weekend, $4.19 gas, $4.29. I'm like, I'm not coming up there. Like, I'm still worried about the pandemic, but I can curve that because I'm in the office by myself now. But these dang on gas prices, no,
bro,
that's not going to work.
I'm so out of pocket. I went to Piccadilly yesterday.
What? Damn, Ben.
Told you I was hanging out with preachers, man.
That's the Sunday afternoon spot right there, Piccadilly.
Like for
told
real,
you I was
Dwayne.
hanging out with. Now, that's how you know I was hanging out with the preachers.
Yep.
When you go to Piccadilly, that's what you bro. And I only
he didn't join the pastors club, Dwayne. I don't know if I can talk to you anymore, Ben. No,
man. I just because we got to connect. We got to make them.
Yeah.
Listen, man. If you want to know where some power is in the Black community, this is with the Black church.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not just
like
the Black church.
They stepping over the churches nowadays. It's like,
well, you also got to include the trap. You got to include the trap house too. Now you can't just go to the church house. You got to include the trap house. In Black solid, because we're not all free until we're not free until we're all free. Is what I'm saying. So I think we gotta hit and organize everybody, man. Especially, particularly here in Jacksonville, right? I'm spending some time in Jacksonville because I spent enough time here. I can't say I'm from here, but I got skin in the game here. And man, I'm gonna work with everybody. I don't care if I will not making an excuse to go to them, but I will organize the strip clubs if we got to to get these kids from being killed every weekend. So man, I hung out with pastors. Okay.
So
Quick. No, not Quick. Well, who is it that spun records? Blue. No,
Blue.
Blue. You don't do nothing but spin records.
All you do is spin records.
What's up, Dwayne?
No, I had a comment, but it's not appropriate.
Okay, you can save it for the after party. All right, minimum wage workers.
Say it in the after party.
Let me read this headline. So minimum wage workers across the United States have been hit hard by surging gas prices. Newsweek reports that many minimum wage workers in the United States are spending almost an hour's pay on their commutes work amid surging gas prices. You got to be kidding me. You got to work a full hour just to get to work. The devil is a liar. I got to stop hanging out with these preachers. On Monday, a gallon of gas costs an average of $5.74 in the Golden State, nearly 1.5 times the national average. However, some places in California are seeing gas prices near, my God, $8 a gallon. Whew. Yeah, no, I'm gonna rebuke that. Yeah, the devil is a liar. We got to, they got to stop playing around with this, because here's the other news. The price of a barrel of oil has fallen underneath $100. But the price of gas has still gone up. So, I'm not a scientist, but I studied economics. And when the price of gas of a barrel of oil goes down, the price of gas should not go up. It just does not work that way. So somebody help me out. Something's not right here. How is it that the price of oil is going down? The math ain't mathing, brethren.
So, yeah, bro. It's they, when I tell you they're driving these prices up themselves, these companies. Oh yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's just greed. I saw
definitely
a meme the other day that said we almost to the point where it'd be cheaper to just go get some powder and run everywhere.
Yeah, no,
that shouldn't be that funny to me.
Like, wait,
it shouldn't be that funny to me.
No, wait a damn minute.
We don't do the same drugs no more. We don't
do the same.
We don't do no more. The cocaine ain't cocaine no more, bro.
Man, I'm just about to put a hole in the bottom of my car and put my feet out the bottom of it.
These Fred Flintstone in it.
The Flintstone, this SUV everywhere.
Well, I think that might also be, if I could be the one to try to make something serious out of this. I think that might be why they're trying so hard to get everybody to go back into the office. They need us to spend more money on gas.
That they do.
That and I saw this the other day too. All them big expensive office buildings that they paid for.
They empty.
When they sitting empty, they just wasting. They losing money.
Good.
The price of buildings go down.
Good.
Yeah.
Drop them.
That's real. Right, for real. That what y'all get. Y'all shouldn't have built all this stuff anyway.
on indigenous people's lands. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Let's keep it light. Let's keep it morning show style. So there's a Florida police chief who was fired over minority first practices in hiring, meaning he was hiring people of color first. We got a clip. Let's take a look at the clip.
I made the decision that it was in the best interest of the department to separate with the current chief of police.
Fort Lauderdale City Manager Chris Lagerbloom announcing his decision to fire Police Chief Larry Scarato after just 6 months on the job. The allegation is discrimination in promoting officers. Scarato is firing back.
The EEOC report is a report built on hearsay. There's no testimony. There is no transcript. There's no audio.
An investigation alleged that Scarato made promotions based on race, gender, and sexual orientation. The report says at one point Scarato was pointing to a wall of pictures of command staff saying, "That wall is too white. I'm going to change that."
The bottom row had several white males and one white female, and we were talking in conversation as it relates to our community and the expectation of a diverse and inclusive organization. And how do I purport that we have that if the entire bottom row are white men?
Diversity in any department is a plus, and we strive to be diverse in our organization. We strive to represent the community that we serve. There's just certain lawful ways to allow that diversity to happen, and in this case, the investigative report indicated we didn't quite follow the law.
James, what is your initial reaction here, man?
You know,
I heard you say my dog.
First of all, it's Fort Lauderdale, and I'm just like, damn. And then when I tell you that they scared, but this man is looking for the people, is hiring people that's in that community, and that's right. The LGBT community is really big down there. Okay, the black community is really huge down there. People of color are really huge down there. So when he said he looked at that wall too white, goddamn right, it's too white. Change all of that. Right. Get the people from the community that needs to be in there, that knows how to work their community. That's what we need.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's that on that, Cap. Because let's be real. I must say that's that on that, and then go into my own diatribe. I hate me. These cats don't even live in the cities that they police. They come from the suburbs. They're coming from Perrine. Well, they may not drive that far, but they're coming from Miramar, right? They out there in the nicest of neighborhoods, and they come into the city of Fort Lauderdale, and they take taxpayer dollars, beat up our citizens, because we know what y'all doing. Come on, I'm from Pump. Now, one place I know, and I can call home, is Fort Lauderdale, and I know that place a little too well, right? We know what y'all doing. Y'all taking all the money out of there. All these police officers don't look like nobody in Fort Lauderdale. You're right, James. Fort Lauderdale is diverse. Go in the neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale and show me that's predominantly white. In the city of Fort Lauderdale proper, show it to me. I mean, maybe down in Las Olas area, if you're going to include that, I don't know. Maybe you find some folks, and that's the LGBTQIA community down there. So it's got a reason to be diverse.
Right.
But here's the game. The game is now, you want to give us diversity. If you give us diversity, then that means you're a racist, and now we can fire you.
So he did the right thing. He just did it a little too early. There wasn't the proper chain of command in place for him to make that, you know what I mean, to try to make that change. So
he came
expand on that a little bit more.
just like, I mean, it goes to just changing everything from the local level. But in order to make those changes, you gotta have the support of your mayor and your and what's up from that, and then your governor and the city council and stuff like that. So he was, it was right place, wrong time, if you put it that way.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. You know what? I can't disagree with you.
Because of what? He was only there for 6 months?
God, they got rid of that boy so quick. God damn.
He came in, he was like, oh, no, he changed it too much. No, man.
Oh, he actually mean diversity.
Right.
He came in and meant diversity and inclusion.
He probably ran on that, because don't you have to be elected to be the police chief? Isn't the police chief elected, or are they appointed?
No, not in the city structure. The sheriff there is elected, but in the city structure, that's usually a hired position.
Okay.
Right. And then if it's a city manager, a strong, if it's a weak mayor, strong city manager, like we just saw, he's able to pull the trigger on a firing. So that tells me the city manager down there got a little bit too much power. Maybe that's my estimation.
So he pulled the classic interview move. He went in there and he did the song and dance in his interview. In the back of his mind, he was like, "Oh, I'm about to shake it up when I get in here." He just spoke a little out of turn, a little too.
Sorry to that man.
He shook the table a whole lot. Oh, you shaking.
Now listen. We're laughing, but we do stand in solidarity with you, brother. But we're gonna giggle a little bit, because you really thought you were gonna be able to pull this off in that racist ass style. We appreciate you. No. Because that's like we were talking about Brian Flores. Like, it takes courage. Somebody got to be the first out the gate. Like, shout out to that man for taking it on the chin.
Yep.
The next person, understand, you got to change the city manager first. So let's work on that. Let's get rid of that city manager. I just be throwing around stuff.
Yeah. And speaking
threatening people's jobs and stuff.
Speaking of Brian Flores,
like I got power.
Dr. Matt, I'm coming for you next week, buddy.
Wait a minute, man. You can't threaten Dr. Mac while he ain't here.
I know. I'm gonna send him a text too when we're done, just to let him know. So,
and I'm assuming, Dwayne, I'm assuming that your microphone has been on to the audience all this time, right?
Yeah,
okay, all right. Go ahead, man. So Brian Flores, what's going on with Brian Flores?
I'm gonna save it because there ain't nothing going on with Brian Flores. That's why I'm gonna save it so me and Dr. Mac can have that conversation again.
Because I do remember.
I think all of us remember
how passionately our brother, Dr. Mack. This is so unfair. We should not be roasting him in his absence. We love you,
exactly. He's not here. Look.
He can't defend himself. Somebody cut this segment, send it to Dr. Mack, because we're gonna say it. We're gonna say it again when he's back. But ain't nobody even talking about Brian Flores right now, man.
I wonder why. He went and got him a job, and now what do we? What?
They swept that under the rug. They probably gave.
Well, maybe
you know what? We gonna wait till Dr. Matt come in. I think we should wait.
Yeah, we gotta give.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to answer to him off air, so y'all wait till that man come on air. Y'all ain't gonna set me up, get my head knocked off.
Right. Ben,
I understand power levels here. I understand appropriate power levels as such. Anyway, I think also, though, we got to remember that this brother in Fort Lauderdale, while we are kind of giggling on his behalf, in a similar way, he jumped out there to actually mean what he said when he said diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
Right? Dwayne, I agree with you. Maybe it was a little too soon, but he did it. And he took it on the chin. So, we'll stand in solidarity with him for sure. Ain't no question. Like, where the rally at? What's the plan? What's the move? Because they're playing a game with him. They fired him because he actually tried to bring in diversity. And they did it with hearsay, like no actual real evidence. Like, that shows you how pathetic they are, but how malicious they are. They will fire you with no real evidence if you actually try to bring in diversity. So we're 100% gonna stand with that brother in Fort Lauderdale. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But you're going to get rid of that city manager first next time. Let's do some background. Anyway, I digress. Tom Brady decides not to retire. Tom Brady saying he's returning as Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback next season. He tweeted out, "These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands." He went home for 2 months and said, "Hell nah."
The white drove him crazy. Like, nah, bro. You know what? I'm just gonna play. It's okay.
Yeah. So the internet is the greatest place on earth. Somebody said he went home and was at home with them kids for 2 weeks, and he was like, "F them kids." He was like, "F them kids."
F them kids, bro.
I think that same tweet said that he would rather get hit by a 300-pound lineman,
right,
than to spend not another moment with them little naughty head kids.
With a 10-pound legit running around. No.
He said he would rather be tackled by the defensive lineman than to be tackled by them babies at his house. F them kids. Anyway, let me read what he actually said. He didn't say any of those things. He said, my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates and I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. God damn, bro. That's a long time. I remember the first Super Bowl they won was after 9/11. So yeah,
man,
that man been on the field since 9/11.
I'm probably gonna get canceled for saying this. Now, if Matt Ryan would only go ahead and retire, he probably did. Hopefully, this will be hurry up.
Dwayne,
because God dang it, I'm a diehard Falcons fan. I'm gonna stay a diehard Falcons fan regardless.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, can never forget the Super Bowl. This is gonna always stick with me forever and ever.
Who are you talking about? The one that they lost to the Patriots on?
The one that they lost here in Atlanta. The only time the Super Bowl had ever been here. Y'all want to lose, and then y'all were winning, and y'all just guffed it up. I don't understand how that happened. I'm like, but maybe what Brian Flores was right. Maybe they threw that game. That's because the way that they was doing, they threw that damn game. I don't know how in the hell that was possible.
Well, they, one thing I hate about Tom Brady is that he actually is as good as he says. You never count Tom Brady out, and I did.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I'm upset at the Falcons for that game. I was in Boston. That game, I was at a Boston pub, and that game, cheering against the Patriots in Boston, cheering for Atlanta, talking cash money. And by the fourth quarter, I had to run out of there, man. It embarrassed me so bad. No, I was in the belly of the beast. I was in the heart of the empire. I was in Tom Brady's territory, cheering for the Falcons. And I don't even like the Falcons. I like the Saints. That's what I get for cheering for the Falcons. I'm really a Saints fan.
You the Aints fan? Ben?
What's up, Dwayne?
I was just gonna say after we. Oh, my mic. Has my mic been open this whole time? Rachel is ready.
Oh, Rachel's ready. Okay. No. We could do it. We could do a hard shift.
Sorry about that.
All right. No, let's do that. We've been vibing this morning. But I do want to take a minute and bring our attention back to Ukraine, because, well, the world is changing around us. I want to bring to the screen a supporter of our show, Rachel Atwood. She was living in Ukraine and fled to Warsaw, now in Prague, the Czech Republic. And I want to just, first and foremost, welcome you to the show and just glad to know that you're safe. Tell us about your experience.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you loudly and clearly. Good morning.
Great. Again, sorry, I think I messed up on the timing. I forgot about the schedule change. For everybody that's been complaining about daylight savings online, I should have remembered, but yeah.
No, not a problem.
So
tell us, yes, good morning. And
good afternoon, morning time, as it is.
Tell us about, Yes, not a problem. Tell us about, and I know there's a delay, and I know there's a little bit of distance between us, but tell us about your experience and, your time in Ukraine, but more specifically, you leaving and getting to safety. How are you, and what is safety looking like right now for you?
I mean, I could say I'm fine, if a little bit discombobulated. I can say I was living there in various jobs, just kind of making a life for myself over the years, and everything just sort of consolidated under terms I could not fathom even a couple days prior. I mean, also living in Kyiv, I could really have to thank my housemates for, honestly, nobody expected anything to happen, but the day that there was that Putin officially recognized the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, they basically got a sense that things were going to turn fast and ugly fast, which most people didn't. They just thought, okay, this is going to be the end of the line. It's not going to extend beyond there. So yeah, we packed up and went west. And
Rachel, if you would, I want to just, if you allow me, I want to just contextualize. You're saying when Putin declared those two territories as sovereign, that would be like another nation declaring Texas or whatever other state to be a part of their nation. So I just want people here in the United States to understand that was when you all really understood that he was coming in. Am I hearing you correctly?
Some people, again, some people took it more seriously than others. A lot of people thought, well, okay, this is just a more formalized version of the status quo. What's it going to do? And then the emergence of peacekeepers within that region, which were obviously just Russian guards coming in to wreak havoc and it basically turn the place upside down. A lot of people, it went from 0 to 60 faster than I or really anybody genuinely could have believed. But I guess, and I can say I'm lucky, I'm sheltered in that I left Kyiv within 24 hours of the bombing there. I don't know if anything came to my neighborhood. I was woken up a few times in the night by car alarms, but those things get tripped by anything. Even not so long ago, kids in my neighborhood seem to love setting off fireworks. So it was very, very weird contrast of almost similar sounds. But we crawled west as the tanks and helicopters barreled east, Ukrainian ones, of course. So this was very, very early on.
As you guys were heading west, the Ukrainian tanks were heading east. I know that had to be a surreal experience, to say the least. Let me, I want to shift a little bit and just ask you a little bit more about the politics of everything that's happening, because you stay, while you're there in Ukraine, you stay plugged in to politics here in the United States. You know, what is the vantage point in terms of from Ukraine and the people who are evacuating? Do they have any expectations of the West? Do they have of the United States in particular? What is the expectation of America from there?
I mean, expectations versus like hopes and desires. I honestly don't even know. I think a lot of people are shell shocked and desperately clinging to the hope that they can. I don't know how much people expect. I'm sure there's so many policy ins and outs about NATO and what it does and doesn't. Granted, a lot of that seems to some extent, I wouldn't say irrelevant, but when it's used as a distraction, I'm not a fan. Yeah, people are terrified. They are, again, on the grounds, the question of saying, like, you know, World War III is already at our door, and because then how close missiles have come to the Polish border, and where to saying that it's already upon us, if you're not proactive now, it'll be too late. I can say even organizations I work with are pushing that line, which I can't say I blame them at all, because they're living in hell. And I feel kind of quite frustrated not being able to do more directly on the help.
And now, Rachel, let me ask you: Are you safe where you are now? Are you? Oh
yeah. Like I said, I'm in Prague. I'm in the Czech Republic, staying with a friend of mine. We have packed up. I got a bag and 2 cats with me. Crossing from the far northwest of Ukraine into Poland a couple of weeks ago. I mean, my housemates were in their hometown. It's relatively safe for them. It's impossible to get supplies, particularly like medical things. It's a funny thing that it's some of the best farmland anywhere, and everybody has enough of a garden to kind of have their own food supplies, more or less, and chickens and pigs and so forth. But it's isolated. It's relatively close to the Belarusian border, which is, people are always on high alert for long distance missiles. Wow. And so I would say I'm luckier than most in that I when I got out when I did and where I did. I could say my border experience was lousy, but I think I probably had it a lot better than many other people I've spoken with.
Well, that's, I mean, you lead me right to the next question. David was the producer. David was telling us that you met some of the African students or the people of African descent that were leaving. Obviously, last week, our show, we were rocked to our core to see the footage of the Ukrainian soldiers putting guns in the face of those African men and students. Tell us about the individuals that you met, and have you seen or heard anything change from the ground perspective? Like, help us to get some context of why that would happen, but just more so your experience with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not really in touch with people as much that I had hoped to, but because everyone has their own lives and, not
scattered. I imagine they're scattered.
Yeah,
at this
basically.
point.
Yeah. I can honestly say what I saw was probably not as bad as others, in that, which is to say, the authorities behaved professionally and didn't, certainly at a cost, or didn't really single out people of color. Well, I mean, compared to any other foreigners in line, I mean, other people around them certainly waiting were, I mean, there's definitely some resentment. And there's certainly particularly a lot directed towards men. Some of that is definitely like a resentment and wistfulness that their own husbands, sons, and grandsons, and so forth have to stay back and, if not fight, at least be ready. And whereas these young guys could just kind of go, At the same time, definitely people in that, at least again, this was like on the foot, like the pedestrian travel. I suspect the caravan convoy of people coming by cars, which took much longer. People with money could probably hide that way. But I mean, certainly if it was women with young children, probably were not necessarily given the same shade in the same way. But at the same time, I'm not going to say it was all strictly resentment about their own boys. There's obviously some naked racism, people in kind of existential dread, show their worst side, and their prejudices come bubbling up.
Whatever.
So,
you just said a word. People who are in survival mode. The worst is likely to come out of anybody when they're in survival mode. So listen, Rachel, I want to thank you for spending this time with us this morning. I'm glad to know that you're safe in the Czech Republic. And we're going to stay in touch, obviously, because you've been a supporter for some time. And please just keep us informed. If anything changes from your ground level, we'd love to have you back.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. And thanks. I'll talk to you guys later.
Great. Thank you so much.
You, Rachel.
James.
Sure. Okay.
Woo. Man.
That's a lot, man.
Bro. Seeing the tanks come in as they were going out.
Right.
That's some old War of the World stuff. That's movie stuff right there, man.
Really think about it, man. Really think about it. Like, everybody, can you imagine being at your home here in the United States of America and you chilling up? You know what? Never mind. Because it has.
It happens.
I was about to say, wait a damn minute.
It's happened recently.
I mean, they dropped bombs on us.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia movement.
Yeah,
they dropped bombs.
That was a while ago, but just thinking about tanks rolling in and stuff when they was protesting,
I was just
George
about
Floyd.
to say.
George Floyd.
Y'all saw those shots from Ferguson? Yeah. Ferguson, when the tanks came down, y'all remember that brother? He was in I think he was in like a green shirt. He had dreads. He was walking down the street, had his hands up. Ferguson, right? And they had a tactical squad coming after this little young man with a tank, no less.
And then even not even in protest times, you think about these no-knock warrants that they out here executing.
Right.
They ain't got tanks, but they got whole military-looking squads coming beating
man, whole ass armored vehicles. You think literally it's a damn tank. I think it's probably worse than a tank.
No, they are weapons that were used overseas by the Defense Department. They are tanks. They're tactical Humvees, and they have military drones, and they got the whole arsenal from Halo to hold down the black community.
Was it this time last year? Maybe around this time, maybe a little earlier last year. We had that clip of my man down in Florida, the sheriff, and they was standing in front of him and his whole little his whole squad was standing in front of all them army vehicles they had bought.
That they had just purchased. They had just got from the government. Yeah. So we can have solidarity with Ukraine because we know what it's like to have tanks running through our streets in the black neighborhood.
Amen. And I was about to say, think about it from another country, but shoot, America is another country to us. So you're right, Ben.
And we know what it's like to have mass casualties every single day. Let's add up the number of black people who are killed either by police officers, by gang violence, or by some random white people who think it might be a game. They might could get away with murder because in the city of Marietta, Georgia, there's a murder that has been pushed under the covers, and some white kids just got away with it. So there's a lot of black folks who get killed on a regular basis, don't get no justice. Much like a war zone.
Yeah.
So solidarity with the Ukrainian people because we know what that's like. Yeah. All right, that's all I got before the. I got NFL suspending COVID things. We haven't talked about COVID.
Everybody.
Well, they
suspended all their protocols. No more protocols.
I was remembering. I was thinking about it today. I'm like, yo, COVID is still a thing, but people out here moving like the shit going away. No, it's definitely still here. Like, it's a whole ass new variant out here, and numbers are starting to go up.
B613. The B16. What is it? BA2 something. Start 82694. It's a lot. It's something.
Right.
Unicron.
It's just like, man, it's Unicron. That's what it is. Voltron out here doing a number on y'all. Y'all still out here in these damn streets. What's going on?
Man, you got the 5 original variants merging to form the Voltron of COVID.
My dog said, "I'll form the head," and that's it.
Lance. Oh, we are old for real. I remember the red lion's name. No, or is that the black lion? Which one formed the head? The red lion or the black lion?
The black lion.
I don't know. The black lion. Whoever Lance was.
The
whatever.
black lion. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. All right, folks,
that's what it is. That sounds like a damn.
Who said Deltacron?
That's called Deltacron. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yo.
It sounds like it does really sounds like Unicron. It sounds like it's something from damn Transformers. Deltacron Prime.
Well, I'm gonna lay low now. Like I've been living. I'm out here. Whew.
Oh, Ben,
you can't organize. You can't organize. You cannot organize from the safety of quarantine. I tell you that much. So, whew, y'all pray I know y'all don't believe in God around here, but y'all pray my strength. I'm trying to organize some stuff down here, and it's got me going into places and spaces where
Piccadilly.
Dwayne, petty as hell.
Yo, I'm just hating because I ain't had Piccadilly in like 15, 20 years, and I kind of...
Dude, it's a long time. Like, the way I only had it, like, it popped up on Uber Eats one time, and I got it from there because it's one like in the mall down the street. But I'm like, I'm not going in there in person. This is like, nah.
Well, it was thankfully it was really empty. I was counting the faces. It was really empty. It was mostly black people. So the chances are they're vaccinated. It's a weird thing. If your chances are better, if it's a black person, chances are better that they are vaccinated. If they are a Democrat, better chances, statistically, this is real, that they are vaccinated. So I was doing the math. I wasn't just completely reckless. I was with the group that I was with. The room was pretty empty, and they were mostly black folks. So chances are I was pretty good. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
Just keep telling yourself that.
But as you can see, I've got my mask around the house. I'm not gonna put my baby at risk, So I'm gonna keep my baby safe, So there it is.
Now you would put the mask. You didn't have the mask off for a whole damn 2 hours.
Well, now you would put the mask. I'm outside. I'm good outside. But listen, do we have to do the after party? I think we have had a fantabulous time. What do you guys think?
I think we had an after party for the last hour and some change.
I agree. We had a great show. I think we have had a fabulous show. And there is no white man in the background to make me do otherwise. Because David is not.
No, we're going to do AP3, Dwayne. AP3. Let me stop. Leave David alone.
Shout out to David, who is on. He can't quite get a vacation.
Right.
But he can get a day off. He got a day off. Right. He'll be back tomorrow.
Y'all will see him
tomorrow. And then we'll see him
Y'all so wrong. I thought he was gone the whole week.
I got to work tomorrow, so I ain't going to be here tomorrow morning. So David got to come fill in.
Man, but this is work, man. You're making people think this ain't a real job, man.
No. So when I say I got to work, I got to go to the job that pays my mortgage. This job pays company bills. The other job pays my mortgage, so you
got to go to work.
I got to go do that so that we ain't out here on these streets.
Look, I feel you, Dwayne, because that's 11 o'clock every day for me. If not, then I'm like, y'all ain't gonna, yeah. As long as they ain't making me go in the office, I'm okay.
We're bringing you the very best content the internet has to offer at this time of morning, hell, any time of day, and then we go to work. Because I got to work after this, man. We got to organized. We gotta get Jacksonville to stop killing these kids, and I mean that very, very, very seriously. So we all are going to work after this. So no after party today.
Yeah. And if you'd like for us to not have to do so much work outside of bringing you this fabulous morning show, patreon.com/the BPD show, patreon.com/like it or not. Come on.
And don't forget our partners over at act.tv/join. They are going to, they're going to come and bring us some live shots again from Washington, D.C. and from a protest in front of a news media outlet. I don't know if I'm supposed to say the outlet yet, so let me not say that. They're going to be taking us live in front of a news media outlet that needs to be protested. Let's just say it like that. So shout out to them.
Because last time they were on, I came in and my music wasn't doing right, and they got a full goddamn blast of music while they were doing the interview.
They was looking
I was like, oh, Jesus.
Sorcery is going on right here.
Right.
I had forgot all about that, James. Now you don't remember.
Yeah, I did.
Everybody was looking around like, oh my God, what was that? What was that? Whoa, guys, is everything okay?
Right. My little white counterparts looking around lost like, what in the hell?
They roll right with the punches.
They
did though.
Right
so shout out to Act TV.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. When it goes down, we're going to need some white people on our side because we're not going to win by ourselves. Just a matter of percentages. You know, I want some people who ain't thrown off guard by a little bit of noise. The DJ's music went off real loud and they just kept going with it. So we get down with folks who ain't spooked easily, you know. So shout out. Y'all might be ready when it go down. We might be able to look to
a concert or two.
They look like they don't go into the woods to investigate stuff. They gonna be running with us. They gonna be running with us. That's the kind of white people we need around us. Shout out, Act No. They're very diverse. They are very diverse.
They don't run and fall down. They keep running. Goddamn it.
They not the.
They don't lose the keys. What'd you say, Dwayne?
Said they not the Blair Witch crowd.
No. God, I can't find my keys. Susan, run! What the hell are you doing? Jimmy, Johnny is running. What is that noise? Just go and investigate, fellas. What the?
They the kind of white people that don't ask questions. When we start running, they just take off.
They running. They already running. We say, and then we get mad at them because they in shape. They've been running marathons and shit. Right. And then we're like, wait a minute. I don't say, Karen, slow down.
Go out.
Wait, if black people gonna survive the movie, some white folks gotta die first. So y'all slow down a little bit. There's a science to this thing. 60 seconds. We got 60 seconds.
Right.
All hearts and minds are clear. We do a benediction.
How about we lead them with some Black Joy? I know we got some Black Joy. I think Josh dropped something in there too. So how about we cleanse the palate with some Black Joy?
Black Joy, whatever it is. We'll see you all tomorrow morning.
Oh, you caught me.
Oh, wait. Do we got it?
You caught me off guard.
We got the man with the pants down.
Might have to go.
We got the white man.
Benjamin.
And your camera done went out too, James. Now it's just me on camera. Listen.
I'm trying to.
I'm professional. I'm professional, but at a certain time of day.
You know,
you don't want me on camera.
I don't have no
by myself.
I can't find.
There it is. Come on, man. I need a balancing pack.
Black Joy right this second, but this kind of ties in with us talking about running from stuff, and this is a little bit of Black Joy. It's just be running.
Somebody running.
Y'all gonna have to talk.
We got to narrate.
Yeah.
All right, let's narrate. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we can do.
Hold on, let's see. Here we go. Oh shoot.
See, we could have been out of here, but James want to call for another story.
We need Black Joy, man.
There's some Black
in the world.
Rebecca is going.
Oh, Jackie Joy the Kersey.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. No.
She would have been the last one to get caught when we started running.
I cannot stand you. I was gonna ask.
She probably never got caught when they was playing hide and go seek, playing freeze tag.
Dwayne Josephus Gladden.
My dog called him Josephus. Dwayne Josephus Gladden II. What is going on?
Look at that out there just taking down white supremacy one step at a time.
One step at a time. You better walk over them.
I've gained quite a bit of COVID weight. I need people who gonna run slower than me to survive this movie, bro. You pulling up B-roll of the fastest woman in history. I need
fine real quick.
What is the man getting in my belly? I need him out there. Put a couple of them out there. We'll make it. Get in my. That's who we need. And we'll see you all tomorrow.
My big self, even though I'm big, I got a little get up when I need to have it. Don't let the prosthetic hip fool you. I can get out of here when I need to now. Shit.
James, I heard something in the woods the other day. I bet you them, whatever that was, ain't never seen a fat black man run so fast in their life. It was the
squirrels.
The Yeti, man. Hey, it very well could have been a bunny rabbit. Bro, it could have been a bunny rabbit as far as I'm concerned, but at somewhere around 11 o'clock in this country, it could have been Jesus.
You see where I stay. All I
That's
know
why I survived
is
the
one
movie.
day I'm looking outside and it's a wolf. It's a whole ass wolf. And it's looking at me. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at me. I'm like, you stay in your lane, I'm gonna stay in mine, bro. You ain't gotta worry about
wait. You live too close to the city to be seeing a damn wolf, James.
Bruh, a whole ass deer, grown ass buck, down then came out and just chilling with me, looking at me. And I looked back at him. I said, "You stay in your lane, I'm gonna stay in mine." Simple as that. I ain't got no problem. I don't want no beef. I don't want no venison either. So we good to go.
I did find another old clip. Here we go.
Oh my God, we got serious people watching our show right now, James. We supposed to be off air. What you got, Dwayne? Let's make it worse. I already know what it is.
Wow, that girl magic for real, right? I know.
Well, good morning. God is good?
All the time.
Amen. Apologies for my tardiness, Your Honor. My client was stuck in a revolving door. What in the baby hair?
Black lady courtroom. Black lady courtroom. Black lady courtroom. Black lady courtroom. Black lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all shouldn't be dancing. I have been sitting in this courtroom for 20 years, and I have never seen.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Melanin this popping. Cicely Tyson will be there.
I love it, dude. I love me the Black Lady Sketch Show.
That's true.
The Black Lady Sketch. I can't remember the exact name of it.
Yeah, Black Lady Sketch Show.
Is it still on the air?
I think so.
Yes, it is.
I think my wife still watches.
Good shit.
Yeah, season 2 was came out near the middle of last year, I think it was. It's hella funny. I love them. And then shout out to Quinta Brunson
Abbott
on Abbott Elementary. Oh my God, bro.
That joint is funny.
Season 2, they just got picked up.
They got picked up for season 2. Shout out to them for that, because that joint is funny. It's a large. She outdid that. A lot of people can't outdo their original viral video.
Go from a viral video to now you on ABC with a hit show.
And then shout out to Issa Rae, who did it with Awkward Black Girl, and then got her own series with Insecure. And even though Insecure killed it, it's okay. Killed it.
Yeah,
and then like Issa did a whole lot, man. Issa did a whole lot.
Yeah. All of them sisters on there. It was Robin. What's Robin's last name? I can't forget anyway, I shouldn't try to name the sisters, but each of them in that video, they doing big stuff. Nicole, God dog it. See, let me not. Look, I know them. I should know their names. God forgive me, but all of them are doing amazing things. So shout out to all those wonderful black women.
There we go.
Yeah.
Look how we filled in for Rebecca during Women's History Month.
Black women,
shouting out women. See,
black women.
Just take some time off. We got this.
No, because I don't like talking this much. Yeah, no, I need to save my voice, man.
Me and Bubba gonna hold it down there.
There you go. There you go.
Take the day off too.
Y'all don't want a Bubba and Dwayne show.
Bubba, I'll turn my camera on for that one. It'll just be me and you for an hour and a half.
Hey,
let's go. We can
tomorrow,
do that, Dwayne.
Tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow. Oh no, you got to go to work tomorrow. No, I mean, no shade. You got to go to work because
Thursday.
Because we ain't paying your we ain't paying your mortgage yet here. But I declare and decree. And we're going to have some sponsors coming up real soon. We're going to be paying people's mortgages around here. That said, I'll hang out as long as y'all want to, or we can get out of here now.
That's I'm good. Bubba?
It's whatever.
Well, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent. One from another. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. We'll see y'all.
Always the first one talking about what y'all want to do. I'll stay if y'all want me to. All right, y'all. We thank y'all again for tuning in and joining us this morning, y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. If you have not already, patreon.com/LikeItOrNot, patreon.com/The BPD Show, act.tv/join. Y'all go ahead and join us, man. Love y'all. We mean it.
Back, oh yeah.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.
When I get you back, oh yeah. When I get you back, oh yeah. I promise you'll never leave me. When it comes to you and me, there's no one else.
Didn't man say he would leave
me? Baby, I won't let you down. I got it.
Man, you a whole ass singing. That went humming.
When you're around.
Right. You know when you don't want to go.
Say that you believe it. Cause I don't want to lose you. I hope you feel that way too. No, I don't want to lose.
I hate you.
Baby, don't go on. When I get you back, oh
right.
Yeah.